National Electrical Code Section 210.12 addresses arc fault circuit interrupter protection. Specifically, 210.12 AFCI states that dwelling units required by 210.12 shall have all 120-volt single-phase, 15 and 20 ampere branch circuits supplying outlets installed in bedrooms protected by listed arc fault circuit interrupters. Understanding this section requires clarifying what the National Electrical Code means by the term outlet. Article 100 of the National Electrical Code defines an outlet as a point in the wiring system at which current is taken to supply utilization equipment. This definition is broad and encompasses more than just receptacle outlets where you plug in appliances. It also includes lighting fixtures. Therefore, when 210.12 AFCI mandates arc fault circuit interrupter protection for all outlets in bedrooms, it is the intent of the code to include both receptacle outlets and lighting outlets. The reasoning behind this requirement is to enhance electrical safety and reduce the risk of electrical fires, particularly in bedrooms where occupants are often asleep and potentially less able to react to a hazardous situation. The arc fault circuit interrupter is designed to detect dangerous arcing faults in the electrical wiring. These arcing faults can occur for various reasons such as damaged insulation, loose connections, or faulty appliances. If left undetected, these arcing faults can generate excessive heat and ignite surrounding materials, leading to a fire. By requiring arc fault circuit interrupter protection for all bedroom outlets, the National Electrical Code aims to provide an additional layer of defense against electrical fires. This protection is intended to cover all potential points of electrical usage within the bedroom, whether it's from a lamp plugged into a receptacle or a permanently installed lighting fixture. It's also important to understand the voltage and amperage limitations specified in 210.12 AFCI. The requirement applies specifically to 120-volt, single-phase, 15 and 20 ampere branch circuits. This means that other types of circuits, such as 240-volt circuits for appliances or higher amperage circuits, are not subject to this particular arc fault circuit interrupter requirement in bedrooms. However, it's important to consult the National Electrical Code for other potential arc fault circuit interrupter requirements that may apply to those circuits in other locations. The term listed in 210.12 AFCI is also crucial. It refers to the arc fault circuit interrupter itself. The National Electrical Code requires that the arc fault circuit interrupter used for this application must be listed by a recognized testing laboratory. This listing ensures that the arc fault circuit interrupter meets certain safety standards and performance requirements. When installing or inspecting electrical wiring in bedrooms, it's essential to verify that all 120-volt single-phase, 15 and 20 ampere branch circuit supplying outlets are protected by listed arc fault circuit interrupters. This includes circuits that serve both receptacle outlets and lighting outlets. Failure to comply with this requirement can result in code violations and potentially compromise the safety of the occupants. It is also worth mentioning that the specific requirements for arc fault circuit interrupter protection can vary depending on the edition of the National Electrical Code being enforced in your jurisdiction. It's always advisable to consult the latest edition of the National Electrical Code and any local amendments to ensure compliance with the applicable regulations. Furthermore, it is important to remember that arc fault circuit interrupters are not a substitute for proper wiring practices. While they provide an additional layer of protection, it's still crucial to follow all applicable electrical codes and standards during the installation and maintenance of electrical systems. This includes using properly sized conductors, making secure connections, and protecting wiring from physical damage. In summary, National Electrical Code Section 210.12 AFCI requires arc fault circuit interrupter protection for all 120-volt, single-phase, 15 and 20 ampere branch circuits supplying outlets in dwelling unit bedrooms. This requirement encompasses both receptacle outlets and lighting outlets. The purpose of this requirement is to enhance electrical safety and reduce the risk of electrical fires. Compliance with this requirement is essential to ensure the safety of occupants and to meet the requirements of the National Electrical Code. Always consult the latest edition of the National Electrical Code and any local amendments for the most up-to-date requirements and regulations.